Hello everyone, my name is Artem Medvedev. You're listening to News and Views on Leduc Radio. This is the show for the week of September 19th. I'd like to start with a reminder that the Edmonton-Leduc Federal NDP AGM, together with the AGMs for provincial NDP, Edmonton-Whitemud and Edmonton-Rutherford constituencies, is going to be on Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. at Southminster Steinhauer United Church in Edmonton. That's Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m., Southminster Steinhauer United Church. The guest speaker is Elizabeth Ballerman, President of the Health Sciences Association of Alberta. Everyone is welcome to attend. Everyone is welcome to ask questions. You do not have to be an NDP member to attend, of course. So hoping to see you on October 6th. I would also like to thank everyone that participated in our roundtable on labor rights and privatization on September 20th. This was a very interesting and successful event. We had quite different viewpoints represented, and I was very happy to have participated in that. I will provide a brief summary next week. And one of the issues that we discussed is the federal government's contempt for the right of collective bargaining. This term contempt is now official about the Stephen Harper government. As you know, in March, this government was called in contempt of our parliamentary democracy. In June, it proved to be in contempt of Canadian postal workers and labor rights in general. And now news came out to show that there is great contempt on their part for all regular Canadians. News came out that the federal government has hired a $19,000 a day consultant, $90,000 a day, to help the federal government find social programs to cut funding to. The total contract for that company is just under $20 million, with possibility of 1 year extension. There was a closed pre-qualification process, so only some special companies could apply for this job. And despite all the voices that have been raised to say that this is real hypocrisy to hire someone for $90,000 a day in order to find who should be fired from federal service, from social services, and what program need to be closed, the Conservative MP for Edmonton Centre, Laurie Hahn, writes on his Twitter account that in the end, the federal government will save $11 billion thanks to this company, and therefore the cost for this consultant will be under 0.2%. And he writes this is a quick math, but of course this is flawed logic, because we're not really sure what programs are going to be cut at this point. All we know is that starting this summer, we're paying from the taxpayer dollars $90,000 a day to a company that didn't participate in an open tendering process. And the fact that the Conservatives are now saying that getting outside help is okay and hiding behind this is completely outrageous. You know, given all the promises and assurances during the election time that the Conservatives already know how to balance the books by the year 2014, 2015, hiring such an expensive consultant at this point in time when hundreds of thousands of people are out of work and when hundreds of thousands of people are in unstable employment situation, this is a real slap in the face for many and many Canadians who are not members of the Stephen Harper inner circle that gets paid $90,000 a day in order to find who should be fired from their jobs and what social programs need to be destroyed. I'm sure that more facts on this will surface in the next week, and I will definitely follow up on this in the next show. In terms of contempt for Canadian taxpayers, another big example came out last week with information that General Walter Natinchik, Chief of the Defense Staff, spent more than $1 million taxpayer dollars since 2008 on trips to NHL games, CFL games, galas of different kinds, and also a Caribbean holiday with his family. $1 million on using the government jet to travel to hockey teams just because he's officially representing the Canadian forces at that game. This is really discouraging in terms of attitude to taxpayers in our country. At the same time, of course, while such outrageous amounts are being spent, or better to say wasted, on trips and private consultants, we are told to tighten our belts because, as the conservative mantra now goes, we are not out of the woods yet. The group that especially needs to tighten their belts, apparently, is the undergraduate students in Canada. Statistics Canada reports that the average tuition hike for this group last year was 4.3% more than the inflation rate, and this is a consistent problem throughout the years. The situation for graduate students is not much better either. And so we're seeing that there is a definite attitude problem, a problem of attitude to taxpayer money, a problem of attitude to human rights, to labor rights, a problem of attitude to people in general. And here in our riding of Edmonton-Leduc, we may have a problem of the MP's attitude to voters between elections. If you go to the official website of the Edmonton-Leduc Conservative MP, James Rajad, you will see that in his strive to keep you informed, he gives you last bit of news dated June 27th. June 27th, apparently nothing else happened since those pre-budget consultations, the so-called consultations by the Conservative government, and there is nothing else constituents should be aware of. Given that Parliament is back in session, it would be nice for our MP to tell us at least what has been done in the past few months, where he has been, who has talked to, and what he's working on right now, what his party is working on right now. Well, many people in Edmonton-Leduc are already accustomed to having just the Federal Conservative Party news copied on our local MP's website, but even that is at this point missing. And this is quite discouraging, given the number of times that James Rajad had mentioned transparency and being open to questions and willing to provide transparent information and clear facts about what is going on to all the constituents. And this is it for this week. The coming week will certainly bring us a lot to talk about, given the omnibus conservative bill that lumps all the crime bills together, and given the news about new conservative waste coming out every day. As always, I'm looking forward to your comments, feedback, and questions. I'm easy to find online on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Blogger, you name it, basically. So please keep in touch and have a great day. My name is Artem Medvedev. You're listening to News and Views on Leduc Radio.